Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
What's good, people? Happy Tuesday. Welcome. G5, you must be new around here. I've been using the same song forever. I don't know. I found it on YouTube. Just some random royalty-free shit that is not going to flag me and make me share my the $16 per show I make, you know? That's all. It's just royalty-free. I didn't write it. One of these days, I want to sit down and, like, produce, like, a little beat or something for my show. And, like, you know what I mean? It'll be something I made, but those days haven't happened yet. One of these days I will do it. One of these days. It definitely sounds like GTA loaded music, though. That's hilarious. What's up, everybody? What's up? Steak Farm Jake, what's good? It's been a minute. Sorry, guys. I missed 2 weeks. Yeah. I was down. I had a little beach vacation 1 week. Last week, I was coming back from Fagers Island. Shouts to Ocean City, Maryland. Everybody at Fagers Island, and Niall and everybody. Rob C, had a really good time down there. That was cool as shit. Like, they do this, like, huge Monday night party. It's, like, nuts. And, and they give you a room and everything. So I stayed. And then, so what happened was I was going to get back for the show all day. We missed the ferry. We got there on time, but I didn't buy a ticket ahead of time, and it was sold out. And I didn't realize, like, there's this ferry that essentially runs from Lewis, Delaware to Cape May, New Jersey. So I can, like, just, with my whip, just go right on the ferry, take the ferry over, and then it's, like, way quicker because otherwise you have to go around, around the whole states and everything through the whole state of Delaware and shit. And we got there on time, perfect for the ferry, but they're like, yo, we're sold out. You got to buy tickets ahead of time. I guess it's a thing. I never really took it before, or at least in a long time. So missed the ferry, and then couldn't make it back in time for the show and had to last minute cancel. So anyway, we're here, people. We're here. Cleveland's going to be here in a little bit. We're going to chat it up. A lot of shit's happened since. The Rain Performer dropped, which is kind of crazy. I hope you guys saw the video I made on it. I've been loving it. I really, really like the Rain Performer a lot. Great controller. So any of you guys that ordered it or got it, let us know in the chat what you think. But I don't know. I think it's a tank. Very well made. Well done. And with that, with the whole Rain Performer thing, now there's leaks coming out saying, like, what's Rain's next move going to be, okay? And I got to preface this that, like, I don't know what they're doing, all right? They told me about the Performer, and that's it. They hit me up with the Performer. They're like, we'll send you one. I'm like, holy shit, really? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, yeah, fucking send it. And then that all happened. That's what happened. I got it a long time ago. I had the Performer for, like, 5 months or something like that. I had it since the Super Bowl. Like, right around the Super Bowl is kind of like when I got it, or right after the Super Bowl. It's crazy. They sent it out so long ago. And I've been sitting on it forever, just messing around with it. I don't know. We became best buds. But I don't know anything else beyond that, okay? I have no idea what they're coming out with. My NDA is already expired. So we're back to speculating, people. What's this? What's this? What's this floating around? What's this photoshopped little piece of gear floating around? This is definitely Photoshop, number one, okay? This cannot be it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's no stem buttons. There's nothing to do with stems on this. There's no way they would come out with a new Rain 12 or whatever they would call it and not incorporate stems. You know what I mean? Not incorporate an instrumental a cappella button. Like, it would be to me, it would just make sense if they're going to come out with a new Rain 12 with all the stuff with that new screen in the middle and all that, it would have the similar features to the Performer as far as like stems and, all those same buttons. So I don't think this is real at all, but it got me thinking, is there something around the corner, Why wouldn't they be working on this? Why wouldn't they have their next generation of the Rain 12 with the screen in the middle, with the waveforms, Because Pioneer did it with the Cross 12. Well, sort of. Like, they came out with the Cross 12. It's a hybrid turntable. I use it every wedding. I love it. It's awesome. The only thing I wish it had, which is impossible to have it with a hybrid turntable because, like, how do you even do that? But, the screen in the middle is clutch. To have a big-ass screen like that in the middle, be able to see what, like, you're scratching, what you're cutting, what you're mixing and all that, if they did that with the 12, that would be ridiculous. And they clearly have the technology. They clearly already did it with the Performer. I mean, I feel like it's the next thing, What do you guys think? You think it's coming out? I mean, how much longer? How much longer? I think, personally, if I'm just thinking out loud here, I think personally, they might drop this thing later this year. I think personally, if they were smart and they really wanted to get ahead up of Pioneer, right? They dropped the Performer, and I think it's doing really, really well. I mean, it's a great piece of gear at the end of the day. Okay, I'm sure they're selling a ton of them. Okay, it's a great. They hit a home run with the Performer. If they follow that up, let's say like around maybe Expo, like August or September, or maybe even late this year, with a new Rain 12 or whatever the hell they want to call it, with all the Performer features, a big ass screen in the middle like this, like a big ass screen, right? HD, all the stem buttons, everything fully integrated, cue pads, everything. That would fly off the shelves. I think that would fly off the shelves personally. I think that would be fire. I think that would be fire for sure. But we shall see what they do. We shall see what they do. We'll ask Cleveland later what he thinks, what he thinks they're going to do and all that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though. Hello. What do we got? We got Ron. What's up, Ron? Everything's good, bro. Everything's good. Life is good, man. In the thick of it. I've been DJing a lot, people. I've had all kinds of freaking gigs and stuff. Club and wedding. I'm getting more busier with weddings coming up. Been a lot of like club and bars and stuff, which something happened to me. So I was in Atlantic City last Friday. What was it? Friday. Yeah. Last Friday, I was DJing in Atlantic City. I had a gig at Bally's. I show up, I get there, and I forgot my laptop charger. Okay? I forgot my MacBook. Had a mini heart attack. Didn't know what to do. Was a little scared. I had my laptop open earlier, kind of prepping music. So I opened my MacBook when I'm setting up, and I'm at 88%. So I'm not even at 100. I'm at 88%. I'm like, oh my God, and it's a 4-hour gig. What do I do? So first thing I did was I shut down my MacBook right away. I had an extra 20 minutes before I had to start, right? It was a house setup and all that, so it was easy. So like I had 20 minutes. So I ran around the casino, ran around the boardwalk, tried to find a Mac charger. Does anybody sell one? A knockoff? Anything? The only thing I found was a USB-C charger for like a phone with like a phone block. And I'm like, all right, well, worst case, I guess I could plug this shit in and I would hope it works, right? So I got that, but I mean, that's not going to help. I mean, these phone chargers are whatever. A nerd in the chat, let me know what the watts would be. It's like probably 15 watts for like a phone charger. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then like, a MacBook charger is going to be like 85 watts or something like that. Like, so it's a big difference. It's not going to charge it. It probably wouldn't work at all. So I got back. There's nothing I can do. So what I did was I immediately shut off Bluetooth, shut off Wi-Fi, shut off like all like the background stuff from my Mac. And then I turned my brightness all the way down to 1. Like so bad where I had to like squint to see what the hell I was doing for the rest of the night. But what helped with that, so I turned the brightness down to 1, so it's super like low brightness. I was indoors, but then I turned my day mode on, so you could see it a little better with the brightness like really low. And then I rocked that the rest of the night. 4 hours straight, mixing everything, just doing my gig. I ended with 27%. And I was good. And that was the first time I ever did a gig without a phone. I know DJs all the time that DJ without laptop chargers all the time. You guys this is how you DJ. Not me. I always have my shit plugged in 100% of the time. So I was stressing. But it's good to know that like I can get a gig done on 60% because that's essentially what happened. It's a combination of those things. So you got to turn everything off in the background. You turn the brightness all the way down because the screen obviously is going to take a lot of battery. Day mode on. And then, I have an M2 Mac. I don't have the newest, but I have the M2 Mac. And I think the M's have really good, so if you have, I highly recommend any M processor because they're very power efficient. And, whatever the Windows, the Windows version of that. I'm sure Intel has something that's just as power efficient, but I don't know. But yeah, I made it. I was stressed. Can you imagine if like my shit just died and it's like, sorry, I didn't have a charger. My laptop died, so we're done 30 minutes early today. Have a nice day, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do at that point? That's the only time ever, honestly, that I feel like having Bluetooth built into a mixer would come in handy. I was using a Rev 7. It was a house Rev 7. Rev 7 does Rev 7 have that? No. Rev 7 doesn't have Bluetooth, right? I checked because, the aux isn't Bluetooth. Is the aux Bluetooth? Because then that would have saved me anyway. Because that's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, man, I wish like if the only thing I can, like, why have Bluetooth in a mixer other than your laptop's dying, you hook your phone up to the aux, Bluetooth, and then you can play something for the last 20 minutes after your laptop dies or something like that. Like, that would save your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I wish. And, beyond that, what do you do? Literally, what do you do? Yeah, always a laptop charger. Yeah, same with me. Yeah, standard MacBook 65. I think you're right. 65 and the fast charge is like 90, or the bigger ones. Like my MacBook Pro that I have here, the Pro Max, the thing I use to stream here, it's like a big thick one. It's like a 16-inch. That has a real fat charger. That shit's like this, and I think that's probably like a 90 watt. But he said Windows ain't got shit that efficient. Yeah, I don't know. The M's are crazy efficient. My buddy has an M3. He said he did an entire gig without his charger, and he ended from 100%. He ended at 68%. So with an M3, which is the newer one that I have, that only took 30-something% for a whole 4-hour gig, DJing regular everything. Like they're just so efficient, and it's just super clutch, super clutch. Yeah, S7 has Bluetooth. Yeah, but the Rev 7 doesn't, right? I'm pretty sure the Rev 7 doesn't. Crazy. DJ Dell, what would I price that new Rain? I don't know. We could ask Cleveland. I don't know. New Rain. If they did that with all the features and shit, that screen in the middle, that would be fire. That would be like, I don't know, $1,000, $1,200, something like that. You know? I don't know. I need that M3 too. They have the black one now. Have you guys seen that? Like the black MacBook? It's all murdered out. Even the charger's black. Just a complete murdered out MacBook. That shit is so fire to me. I want it so bad. It's not necessary. I don't need it. My MacBook's just fine. Sorry, girl. Didn't mean to talk about replacing you like that. Didn't mean to talk about replacing you, okay? Earmuffs, girl. But that thing is so fire. That's definitely my next Mac for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, the Craze and Qbert. Who would win in a battle? I don't know. They're both disgusting. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to comment on Craze and Qbert because God forbid some. I don't know. I don't have the credentials to comment on anything they're doing. They're on a whole nother stratosphere. Fuck it, I will. I think. I think. I think they're both very, very talented. I think Craze has the funk. You know what I mean? Like that diss thing he came out with. But that's what Craze does, man. Like he's so good. Like he just has the funk. Like Qbert like loses me. Like Qbert invented half the scratches we do. Qbert is like, I don't know where DJing would be without him. But like I can't follow what he does. Like when he's cutting and shit, like it's beyond me. I don't understand half the stuff he does. Like I don't understand everything Craze does either. But like Qbert is just like. He's just making alien noises. Like it's just absolutely insane. Like he thinks, I don't know. I met him a couple times and like he told me he cuts in like threes. Like he thinks of like a 1 2 3 with a silent 4 and then a 1 2 3 and then that's how like he like or I forget exactly what he said, but he has like some weird way of like how he structured his cuts. You know, like so he doesn't think in like a 4/4. He thinks in like these off timing so he can get like different. I don't know. They're both crazy talented. It's a shame they're beefing. Well, it's not actually. I think it's good for our industry. I mean, it's good entertainment, and it makes them come out, and come out with new mixes and go back and forth, and it's just fun. I don't know. I think it's good. It's actually not a shame at all. More DJs should beef. I'm gonna start a beef with Cleveland Terry right now. All right, right now. Okay. Yo.
Oh.
We're
Mike,
beefing.
can you hear me? My bad.
Did you hear? We're beefing.
We're beefing. I heard we're beefing. So
okay.
Fuck you, Nick. I mean that's
your battle. Yeah, fuck you too. Your battle mix is due next Wednesday. Okay. Your diss whatever is due next Wednesday.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm losing my voice here. I'm fighting a cold, so give me a second. There we go.
Uh-oh.
So I'll be in Hawaii. So there will be a no fighting at that point. But one day.
Oh, Hawaii.
I heard that shit you were talking. So, no, trust me. I'm not a baller like that. Everybody wants to call me a baller. But the reality is, I got family that's huge, like Disney fans. So they're like, hey, we're going to be in Alani for 2 weeks. If you want to come, we'll just get a bigger suite. And then all you have to do is pay for your flights. I can't say no to that. No matter, you have to do whatever you have to do. So,
Hawaii's on my bucket list, man. I want to get out there so bad. I see that DJ Happa Boy. Shout out to him. He does all those drone shot videos with his mashups. You ever see those videos on Instagram?
No. But now I got to look for him though.
They're
DJ
wild,
Happa.
man. He does like a new it's like mashup Mondays, and he does a new mashup every Monday. And he's got a crazy drone, and he lives right in, I don't know where he lives, but right in Hawaii, like right in the pretty part, if there is not a pretty part, whatever. And the mashup starts, and then he just like swipes his hand, and then it just goes this crazy drone shot away from him, and it's like the beautiful scenery with his mashup in the background, and then you can download his mashups on a SoundCloud. I don't know, but yeah, but those videos make me want to visit Hawaii bad, real bad.
I've been to Hawaii one other time. And it was actually, it was my honeymoon when we got married.
Oh, nice.
20 years ago this month. So,
This is be a little anniversary thing.
I know you've only been married for it is, although it's hard. See, all your children are little. Your child is little. So
yeah.
you don't have that, what's the word I'm looking for here? Sacrifice for everything that you've done in your life. You have to give up because you have children. So I don't even think about it. I literally was like, is this our 19th or our 20th? My wife.
You're doing the math like, wait a second.
Yeah. And she would have waited. Like, let's see what he does. Let's see. I'm glad I remembered. So yeah, August 1st is our 20th, 20 years to get to marry.
Happy anniversary. Happy early anniversary, Cleveland. That's what's up.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's
20 years.
Definitely. You know what though? I'm going to be honest. It doesn't feel like 20 years. Some people are always like, it feels like, 4 years feels like 40 years. It doesn't feel like 20, So you have kids and you're always
it goes
adjusting.
by quick.
Always. Yeah. And the older you get, the faster time flies. So don't be me. Enjoy your time.
I'm trying to. I'm noticing that though. I never noticed time going by quick until I had a kid. That's what made it go by quick for me for some reason. I kind of always, everyone always says it goes by fast. No, like I'm here every minute. I don't know why. It seems like it's going long for me. And then I had the kid, and I was like, woof, whoa, woof. Like the summer's halfway done. I'm like, holy shit. I feel like summer just started, and like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
because now you're always looking to something. You know, you're looking for something. Oh, look, they're 6 months. Oh, look, they're a year. Oh, look, they're walking. Oh, preschool. Oh, school. Oh, there's always something you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
When you're single, you're just like, whatever, man, whatever. You know, oh, we're gonna go to the club. Cool. Like, you don't think about it. Speaking of, by the way, I did listen to your MacBook. Do you have a 16?
I have a 16 that like I do this on, but I DJ on I think it's a 13 or a 14. Like it's a small. I like a smaller one.
The 14. Yeah, 14, yeah. So I have a 14 too, and I'm never going back to the 16. I had the 15 and 16 for years. That 14 is the perfect size for DJing. Perfect size.
Exactly. It's too big. The other one's Santi uses a 16. I'm like, dude, I make fun of him all the time. Like, dude, why did you bring? What do you have this movie theater here for? Like, what? He's like, I could see more songs and more crates than you can because I have more real estate on my screen. Dude, stop. It's just too much. 16-inch Mac.
Yeah.
He's like, if they came out with an 18, I would DJ with that.
You know what? I had friends that used to use the 17 when it was big, and I'm just like, yo, man, like it's a desktop. Like you don't even realize. Like, no, I love the size. Look at my screen. I'm like, but you have to baby this thing like crazy, you know? And so, but I will say the one argument is what you just said. And that is you do not, if you walk out of your house with it fully charged, you don't have to charge that thing for a day and a half. The battery lasts forever on the 16, not on the 14 though.
I didn't know. Yeah, the 14 scared the shit out of me the other day, man. I was shook. I didn't really. I literally. It was one of the first times. I mean, it was a bar, or whatever. I mean, not end of the world, I guess, but still end of the world. Right. I mean, I had no plan. If it died at 1:29 a.m., I didn't have a plan. There was no. It was just like I was thinking of excuses. I had to like. It's embarrassing to admit, but like I literally had no like I was gonna reach out if it got to like 10%. I was gonna make a Facebook call. Like, is anybody in the city? Please just come, just plug this in for me real quick. Like,
I'm surprised you even would wait that long. Like the moment I didn't have my charger, I would be like immediately texting people. You know, anybody around. But you can get. I've never gotten more than 4 minutes and like. 4 hours and like 15 minutes with my 14. That's like been the max, even at the top. So,
is that with your brightness down and stuff, or you're just saying regular settings?
Just regular settings, like keeping it. You know, I tried it one day when I was DJing one of my events. I'm like, let's just see how long it lasts for. When I plugged in, what was I using? One of the sound switch or one of those things. I only got like 3 hours and like 45 minutes without it, but. You know, that's still a relatively long time. All my other MacBooks, it'd be an hour and a half, and then they'd be dying, you know? So I have an M1, and I can still get at least about 4 hours with it. Like, I don't think about, is my battery going to die? I don't think about that. Like, I usually forget that I did not plug it in when I start the party, and then all of a sudden I get a little, let me go plug this in real quick, because it does last a long time.
That's one thing with Windows I remember. When I used Windows, man, I had my Toshibas, I had my Dells and all that shit before I went Mac years and years ago. Like, out of the box, they would last maybe an hour and a half. And then, yeah, those things. Oh, the XMG, that's the DJ laptop, isn't it?
The DJ laptop, the one that you can literally play in 130-degree weather, and you will be fine.
Is it true?
It's the one claim to fame about this thing. I used it in Palm Springs for a like an EDC style private event, and it was 119 degrees, and I had another girl, Sophia Lynn, and she was one of my guest DJs. She had her MacBook. I brought this guy, and then I also had like backups. You know, I had like what did I have? I had a Denon Prime Go. I had like 3 or 4 backups for the heat just in case, and she plugged in. Within like 10 minutes, she's like, oh, hold on, let me plug my fan in. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me put the little ice thing underneath it. Didn't have to do it with this one. the entire weekend. Did not have a problem. If only I liked the Mac, the computer, because I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah,
you know, it's
same.
hard. I can't because it's not even just the computer. It's little things like, why does the screen look so ugly? Like why you know, on your keyboard, why is your your thing not in the middle? Why are these keys all off center? And it's hard to like shift load, because I'm a shift load guy.
Yeah,
Can't do it on this one. I always hit the wrong button. So,
yeah,
but in a pinch, it works.
Well,
if you're a Windows guy,
I think if you're gonna do a Windows for DJing, I mean, you know, that one's specifically built for DJing. I mean, that would be like the best bet, rather than just getting some random laptop. You know, there's so many options. Windows has like 4,000.
Everybody wants to argue. Exactly. I have friends that are all PC guys, and they love to be like, well, no, man, it's not the PC that's the problem. You're getting the wrong ones. I have this one, and it's a gaming laptop, and it's got blah blah blah. I'm like, great. It's still ugly.
Can you
add
cool blue lights to your MacBook? No, but I can to mine. It's so upgradable. It's just, you upgrade it. It's so crazy.
Once I turn off every available resource on this computer, it's perfect. I turn off Bluetooth. I turn off Wi-Fi. Turn off Serato. Kills after that, man. Kills.
Kill.
Because you know they're not on Serato anyway. They're on Virtual DJ. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
Rick Webb. Someone said in the chat, Rick Webb. That's his claim to fame. He loves his Windows. That guy.
More power to him.
Never seen so many Windows computers in my life than while I was at his wedding. It's everywhere. Windows. Fucking Windows.
I don't have a problem with Windows. I just wish that they looked and felt better. People don't understand, when you pick up a MacBook, especially these new M1s and on, they feel like concrete. You know, they're just they're so sturdy and durable, and the battery lasts forever, and the processor is just kick ass no matter which M1 you have. Because I've been looking to upgrade. I've been looking for like the last few years, like my M1's still kicking ass, you know, but once they get the Face ID on the camera, that's when I'll probably upgrade.
That would be crazy. That's probably coming. Yeah. I'm probably gonna upgrade next year. Usually I upgrade every 3 years. Like regardless, I just I trade in, upgrade every 3 years just in case. You never know. That way I'm always kind of, you know what I mean? Like and so I have a 2022. So next year would be where I should upgrade. I'm not going to do it I want to. I was talking about that, like they have that all black one, black charger, everything. That
all
shit's
black
so fire to me.
Is nice. Mm-hmm.
But
agreed.
Can't justify it. Why? Save your money, Nick.
You have children now. You have a child.
That's it.
You can't do stuff like that anymore. By the way, is my mic coming out of the SMB? Because it doesn't tell me when I select my audio if it's the right. Do I sound good?
Wait, what kind of technical term you just used for me? What did you say? The S of what?
The SM7B. Do I sound like I'm coming from this microphone, or do I sound like I'm far away?
Yeah. Oh, you mean 100%.
Okay. You're on this thing, when you go to click in, it gives you all the list of microphones, but doesn't like tell you what they are. It just says microphone. So I had to literally like keep selecting to try to find my mic. Very weird.
Oh, that's weird. Well, yeah, you know, Ecamm Live.
What do you use?
Advanced program.
It's Ecamm. Okay.
Yeah, it's advanced.
Although I started with Ecamm, and then I was like, why am I paying this? This is stupid. And recently I opened it back up because I was going to do an interview while I was in Vegas last week. And I didn't have OBS or anything, and it was like an interview, so I needed something clean. And it still looks dope. I can't lie. It's a good program, especially if you're using a MacBook.
I think it's like, well, it's only for Mac, but like I think it's like Final Cut and Premiere, right? Like they're both great. Like, you know, OBS and Ecamm, they're both great. What did you start with? What do you know best? Like, I started with Ecamm. I never used OBS. It's just what I know. Why change now? I started with Premiere. That's all I ever used. Why change now? I don't know how to use Final Cut. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so tomato.
And I can't stand Premiere.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, Final Cut is my. Yeah.
Let me bring it up. I didn't label this picture. I hope this picture is right. I'm risking it for the biscuit here. Here we go. Oh, okay, good.
I saw that pop up in one of the I don't know, idiot
Is
forums.
it real?
I use that term like as nicely and as respectfully as I can, but I really can't stand these forums now, like at all. Is this real? Not that I know of.
It's clearly not real, right? Yeah.
What is that? What is that? A 7-inch platter?
No. It's basically a Rain 12, but they took the center part of the Performer platter and then they put it in the middle. And then that's why it's like a little more blurry in the center. And then they put that in the middle, which would make sense. It's like the next like, why wouldn't they, if they're going to come out with a new Rain 12, why not have the screen in the middle and all that? But my thing is, like, there's no stem buttons, nothing on here. Like, there's no way this is the final product. They're not going to just make a Rain 12 with a screen in the middle and that's it. They're going to redo everything around it, you know?
I mean, you don't think this is Photoshopped?
Oh, it's definitely Photoshopped.
I look. All I know is this. In all honesty, I obviously you have an NDA now with in music, or do you not?
Well, you're not going to believe this. They put me on a 30-day NDA.
Oh, okay. All right.
For this product. So my shit's gone.
There you go.
I'm on a 5-year with Pioneer.
Look at these people.
Yeah, I'm on a 5-year Pioneer. They were serious. They're like, listen, we're going to send you this and this alone, okay? And that's it. Yeah. Don't even think about anything else. And I was like, all right. And that was it. So,
gotcha. Well, I mean, look, I obviously I'm on a longer term NDA, but I can honestly say I've never seen this, and I've seen multiple future products. But I've never seen that. And
gotcha.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine a 12-inch with. I mean, I have the Rev 7 here because after my testing, I literally left for Vegas for 10 days, so it's still up here. I got the Rain Performer sitting right there. Anyway, that would feel like it would. I don't know. It feels like it would be heavier than it would need to be. I don't know why.
Oh, because of the screen?
Not just screen, just the tech. The tech in these jogs are they're just heavy, you know. Yeah. And if it's a 12-inch, I would be more concerned. I know it's stupid because I know it doesn't really change anything. It's still, you know, you need something bigger, you get a bigger motor. But I don't know. I feel like it would drag more. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't work for me. And I know it's not the only time they've had things like this before. If you go back in the olden days, this is not new, but. I don't. Do you really think we need that? In all honesty, like if you had Rain 12s, do you think that's necessary? I just don't.
Yeah, I think it's getting to the point. Like, what's going to give? Like, how many? Like, after Pioneer came out with the Cross 12, like, how many more turntables are going to come out with? Like, they got that hybrid now and all that. It's just like
the Cross 12 is, in my opinion, a perfect turntable.
Yeah.
So, I think we're done. At least,
right? Like,
I'm done.
What else are you gonna do without like losing the essence of a turntable? Like that's as good as it's gonna get. And then it's just gonna be, you're gonna have old school guys that use turntables forever, and then you're gonna have the people that like moving platters that'll use a Performer or a Rev 7, and that's it. And I think like even like the space for a Rain 12, it's just you're right. Maybe they don't need a new one. Maybe they never will make a new one. You know, maybe it's just that's it. I don't know.
You know, I'm sure at a certain point they will. Look, you know, if the money's right and people are buying, but I just feel like I don't know. I still have my turntables, and I will always have some version of turntables. And I had the 12s. I had the 12s for a while. I got them during the pandemic. I was using them during the streams, and I put them in a box and I put them up in my storage, and I brought out I have the PLX 1000s, and I brought those out. And especially when Phase was slowly updating and everything, I just didn't have a need for the 12. To me, if you're gonna do turntables, like physical turntables, you need to have the option to do vinyl. Or otherwise, it's just the big boxes that are big and heavy. And I mean, I got vinyl over here. Sometimes I want to just grab something, or just because you're limited. So I don't like being limited in anything I do, you know, which is why I've always fought for, I should say, you know, DJ, because I'm like, look, I like DJ. I think it's good. I think it's got great potential, but it doesn't work on half the stuff that I pull it out for. So what's the point if that's the case? I would be concerned that if I were to go to a place or go to a club, what are you guys using? Now it doesn't work with my stuff. Now I'm screwed. Now I'm trying to, you know. It just I don't want to deal with that. At least with this last update, they got significantly closer to me, like really using it. Not there yet, because I still need the Rain Performer. Did they update? Did they do one for the 4? because I know the T7, the Flex 10,
not the
all
4.
got all. Not the 4. See, not the 4.
I don't think the 4.
You
Yeah,
know?
no.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
so
holding out.
I'm,
I mean, it's on purpose though. It's calculated though. Like the last thing
You think
Serato
so?
wants is the DJ app to work with the Rev 7 screens, the Performer screens, the S11 screens, the 4. That's the last thing Serato wants, because that DJ app is nice. It's just a compatibility thing. I love that app actually. I think it's beautiful. I think it's prettier.
It's
the stems
so
are
beautiful. It's crisp. It's like
crisp.
even the layout. It's just beautiful looking. Agreed. 100%. It's the best. It's the best looking app out there. In all honesty, it really is.
Yeah, and the technology's better. Everything's better. You have everything you ever needed. Even the virtual guys can't argue with the DJ app. It's got everything. You know what I mean? Like even the virtual guy, it's got better auto mix. It's got better. I mean, I guess it doesn't have karaoke yet, but
it does do this one thing. I got to check the settings because when I got the beta to update it to test it, I was messing around with stuff, and there was one thing I can't remember exactly what it was. You know, now it has all those smart features in it. So like, say if you're scratching and then you come off a little early or a little late, it auto adjusts and puts it where it's supposed to be.
yeah, which pisses me off.
It's definitely cheating. You know, but there are different levels to it, and there was one song where it was analyzing both songs, and when I was dropping on the one, but the way the beat was, it kept getting confused. So when I would drop on it, it would adjust to the wrong space. So then I was off. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here.
So you're dropping it on, but it's adjusting for you. Yeah.
Exactly. And at that point I was like, yeah, I got to turn that thing off. Like I like the idea of it, especially if you're like recording a mix or something like that. And you know, you're scratching on it, you're trying to do live, you drop it, it just auto adjusts for you. Like that's great, but I can't have it DJ for me. And I think that, which was my initial problem with virtual DJ. You know, everything was so automated that you weren't really DJing. It was doing everything for you. So I just that was the first like turn off for me, you know. But it's a good program. I'm not complaining about it. It's a good program. You know, virtual DJ, they talk to me all the time and send me stuff. Hey, check this out. And you know, it's good. It's a personal preference. Every time I open it up, I don't like to look at it, you know. And people are always like, doesn't matter, it's what's underneath. No, it does matter. I want to be able to, if I'm looking at something, it's like if you have a nice car.
It's just like,
yeah, it's just like, but everything inside is ugly. You got burn marks and cigarette burns and food and pickles on the floor.
But Cleveland, you could do a skin. You could put a skin on it and make it look just like Serato, man. Oh, by the way, I guess the 4 does work with just iOS. I don't want to put out wrong information there. So according to the chat,
4 works with iOS, but not and the laptop,
but not Windows as far as with the DJ app.
Oh, well, that's
according
okay.
To the chat.
Nobody uses Windows,
so it's coming.
Yeah,
soon.
it's all right. Yeah, just
I don't know.
Get off Windows. Look, first off, you should be thanking Algorithm for even coming out with the Windows version. They didn't like you guys for years. They wanted nothing to do with you.
Right?
You should say no just because.
Yeah. That was a pity version they came out for you guys. Oh, I guess we'll do the Windows guys too. They don't care about you guys.
But there's no BPMs. They don't care anyway. Just put the sync button right in the middle. We're good. They're good.
They're in bed with Apple, baby.
They love some Apple. Absolutely.
They love some Apple.
Yeah, I just love the fact I'm an Apple Music guy. I have Apple. I'm in the Apple ecosystem. So the moment that came out, I was like, that's right there, you know? So
so Rev 7 or Performer? What are you gravitating towards? Do you like the new shiny thing, or at the end of the day, do you prefer the battle style? You know what
I don't like? I don't like people's logic. There's this weird thing that's going on. It's the same. It's the Windows people. You know, let's be honest with you, where they don't like battle style controls. They don't like the faders, the pitch faders up at the top. They want them on the side so it can be unnecessarily large. And what I've noticed,
like this big.
Yeah, it's just, you know. But what I've noticed is people keep saying, well, you know, the Rev is more for battle DJs, but the Rain 4 is more for open format. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like,
yeah, no.
It's crazy. So I actually I love them both. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're both very, very good. look, but there's no lie about this. The Rain Performer is a big board. It's just and it's not just like, oh, it's heavy. It's just big, and there's just so much. The buttons. The one I will always be a little more. It could change, but Pioneer has a way of making layouts feel cleaner. They can have the same amount of buttons, but however they do it, it just feels clean. The Performer, just like the 4, it just feels a little more clunkier, but it's still it's great. The jogs are amazing. They finally fixed the pitch fader, not the pitch fader, the crossfader, because I'm not a big fan of the Rain crossfader, but this one is better, than the others.
The upfaders are nice.
There's no reason that
all the buttons are good.
Upfaders are really nice. Yes, yeah. There's no reason that if somebody was like, "Oh, don't buy," I can't give anybody any reason not to buy the Rain Performer. Just like I can't give anybody a reason not to buy the Rev 7. I think they serve two different purposes, different but the same. Like now this guy's gonna go into my Glide, the Rev 7, and I'm gonna put the Performer in my furniture because it is weightier. So I'm not concerned about having to pick up something one time or twice that, in the evening to set it up and to bring it back down. I just don't want to have to drag that thing everywhere and carry it around. I carried that thing without a case the entire time I've had this thing. And it felt heavy.
Is there a deck saver for it yet?
Not yet.
I've been looking everywhere.
Mojang said, no, they don't have one yet. They're still working on it. They were hoping that they could just keep the original for the 4. But then, Mojax was like their test case, and he was like, "Nope." Yeah. But coming soon. I've had one deck saver in my life, and I never used it.
Oh, really? I always use it because even in the shouts to Jetpack, they're sending me the new Prime so I can fit the Performer or whatever, and then 'cause I'd like to have a deck saver within that, so I don't have to do the foam or whatever. But I mean, my personal thing is when I get the Prime, I'm gonna use it at every gig. I'm gonna do 3, 4, 5 bar gigs or something with it. Like I already have my setup for weddings and shit, but like I'm gonna use it at all my bar gigs, and then I'm gonna see how I feel. I'm not keeping both. I'm not keeping a Rev 7 and a Performer. I'm selling one. So like I gotta figure out which one I like the most, and I'm not there yet. And that's when I'm gonna come out with my versus video too. Once I really like do a lot of gigs with it and everything, like. Because I only did like 1 or 2. The beta scares the shit out of me. So like I don't know. I mean it was all right, but.
I'm running it. I ran that thing. People were talking trash. How dare you on a professional setting to use the beta? I'm like, bro, I didn't just download it and start it. Like I've been using this thing. And
the beta is solid, especially the late builds.
The beta was very solid. Yes, exactly. But I get what you're saying though. I mean, obviously you're one man. I have multis, so I can. My whole thing about even when I put my Rev into my Danny Max furniture was like I was very annoyed because I don't always use my furniture. Sometimes you walk into a place and it's like, oh, we're doing this, or we already have things set up for you. Like, okay, fine. So that's why I'm gonna keep it. And I go back and forth. First off, I do prefer the Magville fader from Pioneer. It just feels better. But there are some great features on the Performer. Great features. But
yeah.
I still love the fact that, on top here, you got your, hold on, let me see if I can do this. No, you cannot. Doesn't like me.
I like the little dramatic fade though. That was nice.
That's my ATEM, but it's not wanting to, off. That's why. Anyway, I love the instant scratch buttons on top of the Rev 7 because it's easier to get to your stems. And, and like I said in my video, I'm a base remover stem guy, so I always need that base button active so I can get in my transitions, and I don't have that base button on the Performer. So you can stem out your EQs and all that stuff. Like I get it, but it's just little things that are just slightly different on both, but they're both great devices. And I'm glad that in music decided not to try to fight it and just go along with it and give, because I know people are like, it's the same thing. They're selling out. They can't come up with new ideas. Like, look, the turntable's not new, and if people keep using OEM techniques, what does it matter if yours says Techniques or if it says PLX or whatever? If it works, it works. And there's more to your device than just the jogs, but I the one thing I can't stand, and then I'll stop my rant. I can't stand when people say that the Rain is built like a tank and the Pioneer is, a piece of plastic. I can't stand that because it doesn't just because something's metal doesn't mean it's more durable.
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest argument for Rain this whole time. Like, oh, well, that's why you buy Rain, because you can. And I'm like, I've gone through a lot of Rain products that were just heavy and still broke.
Yeah.
So it's not because it's plastic. I have a SX2 in a thing that I've had for 15 years,
which is
that
very
thing
plastic.
Still works like a champ.
Exactly.
All plastic. You know what I mean? So I don't stand by that. Just like I don't stand by the whole, Rain has better sound. I think they both sound good. I do. I think it's a difference in color, but they both sound good. So anyway, I see my guy Wes Wonder is in here, and Philip Tan. Wes actually did a wedding where I provided the sound for him in Palm Springs because he lives in Seattle, and we had a gig out there. And he had a gig here. I'm like, oh, we'll just trade. You'll do our sound for this one. I'll do it for yours. So I texted him like, hey man, you want to use the Rain Performer? And he was just like, I don't know, man. It's just, it's beta. It's what. I'm like, hey, whatever. I can bring it though. And he was like, it took like a day. He texted me back. He's like, bring it. Like I sent him the beta. I'm like, here you go. And he loved it. And again, that was earlier on. That was like beta maybe 2, and it was rock solid. So, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely said Rain is built like a tank, like it is. I mean, good quality buttons, good quality. Like it just feels heavy and thick and all that. Thick with 2 C's. You know what I'm saying? But I never said Pioneer wasn't built well. I mean, I guess like if you just touch a button on the Pioneer on the Rev 7, if you touch the play button on the Rev 7 and then you touch that little turntable play button on the Performer, you might, wow, what a better quality over here. But like the Rev is never. I've literally kicked the Rev 7 down a flight of steps. I've had it in my glide case in the back of a trailer, just for like 300 miles. Never had a problem with it. Nothing broke. Nothing. Like the things are built well. Like they're very, very like it. Yeah. I've never said Pioneer isn't built well, and everyone who says that, they're just haters, because like I've never. You're right. That SX2, I had that SX2 for 6, 7, 8 years. Same thing. Like I don't. Banged around. Never had I don't think. Knock on wood. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a Pioneer product crap out on me ever.
The only thing I've ever had was the standard S9 RCA's crap out, XLR crapped out. That was it. Only on that mixer. Everything else was clean. But I've had problems with Rain mixers. We send our Rain mixers in almost all the time. Now, to be fair, they had an amazing, the Rain, where were they at? They were in, I think they were in Oregon. That's where Rain used to be.
Like the original, the OG Rain, yeah.
The original OG, and there was like 4 guys and their admin. Every time you pick up the phone, same people would answer the phone. You send your product in, same people are fixing your product. So we sent our stuff in a lot. Nothing was perfect. But the Performer, I just love that they used the Rain 70 design and not the Rain 72 design. I can't stand that one. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We shall see. The biggest thing with me, if I end up not keeping the Rain Performer or staying with the Rev 7, is just going from, because I use turntables everywhere. So like, and everywhere too. Like if I'm working in Atlantic City, for example, it's either a Rev 7 or Techniques and an S11 or Techniques and an S9. There's no other, like that's everywhere across. That is the standard, even at bars, beach bar, everywhere. That's all there is now. Like the Rev 7 actually became the new bar kind of standard. Like if they're not trying to buy turntables or whatever, like the Rev 7 is everywhere. Right. I can name 5 places off the top of my head right at the shore that just have a house Rev 7, and that's just what you use. So like to do nothing but, and then my wedding setup is a S11 and 2 X12s, to do nothing but battle style, and then to go to a Performer for like 1 gig here and there by choice. That whole it's like it's probably going to fuck me up, and that's what I'm predicting. So it's kind of going to be like, just the layout in general. Like I'm going to be grabbing, and then if I'm doing a quick mix or something, it's going to mess me up, and that's just going to piss me off. It's like I'm choosing to do this. I'm literally putting myself in this situation. I have a Rev 7 in my car. What am I doing here? You know what I mean? Right. And that's the only reason why I want it. Not saying it's not a great controller. I think a lot of people are going to love it, that love that layout and everything else. And I think the faders are super solid. I don't know. I liked it a lot. I love the feats. Like, why won't they put feats? I already told Pioneer. I told all the guys over there, and we've had this guy, put feats on your shit. Yeah. put feets on all of them. Where are the feets? Where are the feets? And then stop
Even
with the
though
power cords that aren't IEC. Stop with the power cords. Stop.
100
They
on
did it
that.
with the Rev
100
5.
on that. I'm right. Exactly. I'm on the fence between feet and extreme feet because I think that the performer, I think they're a little too high. You know, like on my normal
put that thing on
tables,
some
I feel
bricks,
like,
bro.
Yes, I want
Cinder blocks.
something. I actually cut it out of my video because I was like, I said that on my video when I did the Rev versus Rain, my cords fit underneath the performer. That's how high it sits up compared to the Rev 7. My Rev 7 cords fit underneath it. So I want one that's like just half the size. You know, I want to be able to run cords through, but I don't want it to feel like it's a dinner table. You know, it's like a lounge table.
You go to the bathroom and someone's hiding underneath your performer. They're just like hiding under there.
I put so much underneath there, and I'm just like, this is too much room. This is how things get lost. You just start sliding everything underneath there. So I'm good.
That's so funny though. Oh man, I don't know. What do you think what else is gonna come out though? Like I've been thinking about like products and shit. Like, is there like, I mean, I'm asking. You got an NDA with everybody, so you actually, what can we even fucking talk about here? But I was really thinking about that. I was thinking like, what's the future of DJ products? Like, where's it gonna go? Like, I don't see a future technology anymore where it's like this is, other than wireless shit. I think everything will go wireless very quickly, especially like you got Sonic Link coming out and all that. Like, you know, there's no way every other company on Earth isn't working on their own Sonic Link, and Sennheiser, or even like any speaker company. Why isn't EV? EV's gonna have built-in wireless soon. Like, I'm sure, like, you know what I mean. But beyond that,
I'm a fan of wireless, but I also caution people with wireless because everybody, like, it's one thing to get yourself some X Vives or the Alpha Theta ones, and you have a speaker, 90 feet off in the corner of the room, and you just need to get some sound over there, or maybe it's a cocktail speaker or whatnot. I don't have a problem with that because you're not expected to push that all night long. But people are buying these things and going, oh yeah, I don't even bring any wires anymore. My speakers are right next to me, but I run those X5. I'm like, okay, now you're playing with fire for no reason. It's right there. So I use my X5 only when I'm truly trying to extend something out. But I don't know, man. In California, Southern California, I mean, our frequencies get eaten up fast, and it's playing with fire. It's just playing with fire. So
same here. But how do you feel? I've been doing every ceremony with 2 Wave 8s completely wireless.
Absolutely. No, I haven't plugged in a speaker for a ceremony in forever because of even before the Wave 8s, I had like the Mackeys and the X5s, and they were just fine. So,
all right,
that is what I think is why it's important. We're doing a country club sound for what do they call the golf? USA, anyway, G, whatever.
Open.
Anyway, we're doing the Open. We're doing the Teen Open this weekend. And they were like, yeah, we just need speakers. We just need sound. It's all 17 to 20-year-olds. So play play that hip stuff, because they're all old at the country club. And so, we were running like 10 wireless speakers, all battery powered. I'm like, why? That's the thing. The battery powered is far more important to me than the wireless stuff, because I can put that battery powered speaker anywhere out of the way. I absolutely love that. We're just gonna run it. We're just gonna run them the entire way. We got some, like I said, we have the. Although I do have to send the Alpha Thetas back. I'm kind of sad about this. The speakers. Yeah, they need them back. It's very sad. I'm like,
they asked for them back.
Yes.
Yes. Same. I hung on to them as long as I could too, and then you get the email from her, Natalie, whatever. She's like, yo, what's up?
Natalie,
we need an update. And I'm like, oh. Every time her email comes in, I'm like, oh.
I know.
Shouts that. She's a very nice lady, but
No, they're all great, and I don't have a problem with it. And I know it's just the way they run their business, so I can't complain about it. But and I know that I'm not even people in the company, feel this way. The whole, okay, here you go, you have it for 5 days. Here's your product, and send it back. I'm like, what? I feel like I feel a little bit like a whore. Like you're kind of taking advantage of me right now. You know, like and I love them. I love them. My guys are there and everything, but it's the little things where I'm just like, you really shouldn't ask for the product back, especially so soon. You know, like.
Or at least give us like 6 months or something. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
People don't realize they'll send you something on a Thursday and be like, "Hey, because we like I don't know, it might be different with you. You've been with them longer, but like with me, like
same.
They'll send it to me on Thursday and be like, "Hey, it comes out on Tuesday. Here's the product. Have the video drop on Tuesday morning." I'm like, "Do you know I DJ, right? Like I have to DJ all weekend. When am I supposed?" So then I'm doing it Monday night until 2 a.m. rushing through the thing.
Right. Yeah,
and then
we've all done
right
the last minute ones. And then we got to send it back, and I'm just like, that's why. And I just tell people, I'm like, look, the right thing to do for not just for me, but just for your business, in my opinion, because I know why they do it this way, and this is why a lot of people were like, hey, I'm gonna send it to you with 3 days, and then you send it back because, from a social perspective, this is an Apple trick. You know, they release the product. And everybody goes into it. And most of the reviews are just, you know, glowing. Everything's great, and people go, "Great, okay, I got my new phone. I'm gonna go buy it." But they never see the follow up, the 3 months later, the 6 months later, how I feel about it. They've already gotten all their buzz, so now it doesn't matter, you know. So I like to do the 6 month ones or the year ones. I think they're important. I think people need to know, and not everybody buys gear immediately when it's announced. So sometimes people like to wait and see, hey, is it going to break down? Is there going to be problems? And then if I say 6 months later or 3 months later, hey, I've been using this every day for the past 3 months, it's been rock solid. That's when people know, okay, you know, I can buy it. You know, there's somebody
and
on
you do those videos, and they're a good idea. I should start doing those videos.
Yeah, Brink hates this show, by the way. Brink,
who?
Whoever that is. Brink. Like
Brink?
On the Brink, he's very, very angry. He says,
"Oh,
it's very boring.
Look at him! Look at him!
And then we're going to talk about music."
Hell yeah, Brink! Hell yeah! Tell us how you really feel, Brink. It's all good. Listen, Brink, I wish you all the best, sir. Okay, I wish you all the best with your stupid ass burner account. All right, be a man. Be a man. Come up here with your full government and say some shit like that. Be a man, bro. All right, be a man. We'll be here for another half hour. I'm right here, dog.
I don't want that.
You don't want the smoke? Say it to my face at the expo. No.
Yeah.
Good luck with the shoulder.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I've had this experience where people were talking trash. You know, like idea sharing, DJ idea sharing. To me,
it's the best thing on earth. Don't even talk shit on it. Cleveland, it's fantastic. Whenever I'm just like, I'm in a waiting room, I'm waiting for my truck to get its oil changed. DJ idea sharing, like there's got to be some, I could just laugh, and there's got to be someone getting flamed somewhere or some stupid question getting asked, and I'm basically like literally rolling my ankle going to the comments.
I have to actually find myself. And well, first off, you know, my season ended basically the third week of June.
Okay.
And but you know, from August 1st through the third week of June was nonstop. Like, you know, we do bar and bat mitzvahs, so just in the month of May, we did 60 bar mitzvahs in the month of May.
That's insane.
Alone.
You don't do summertime because of Jewish camps, right? That they don't have them during the Jewish camp.
Yeah, it goes well. Not even that. It just flows with the school year. People don't want to do things during the summer break because they're like, oh, people are going to be gone. I don't want to deal with it. But for whatever reason, this year in particular, we were everywhere. Like, you know, we do a lot of Bay Area events, but I was in Utah for a bar mitzvah. I was in Montana. I was in Vegas, and so. By the time we rolled up to now, especially with all the stuff and the Rain Performer and all that stuff, I was, no lie, so burnt out. Like, just like everything, I was hypersensitive to every single thing people would say. You know, like in this industry, you know, people talk a lot of trash. And usually when you're in your right frame of mind, you can just be like, okay, whatever. You know, you're jealous, you're a hater, find reasons, whatever. I was like this every time somebody would say something. What do you mean? A couple times, and then I had to kind of back up, and you know, because I don't think people really understand just like how much work is involved. And yes, we have thick skin, and well, you're part of the social. If you can't stand the heat, it's like, look, there's a difference between like tolerating a little bit and sometimes it being a lot, and like, I know Rick is in here, or he was in here, that whole Rick thing. I hadn't seen that kind of vitriol hate in forever.
Yeah.
Until that one. And then I was like, I don't even know how to take this, because this has nothing to do with me. People are just angry and I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So it was like, I always have to find a happy place. This time off was a good break so I can breathe, refresh. I'm going, like I said, I'm going to Hawaii next week. That's it. So maybe I'll come back. But I was almost like, fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm done with all this shit.
Oh, no.
It's too much work.
I've been trying to think of cool ideas to, embrace the haters. You know what I mean? Like making videos around them and flaming them in certain creative ways and all that. I don't know. I'm kind of gonna lean into that thing. Every once in a while it gets to me, but it's only when a hater points out what I'm actually insecure of deep down. Like if there's something that in my video that like I watched it back and I posted it and I'm like, oh man, I hope no one points this out. And then they point it out. That's when I'm like, oh, you asshole. Like, or whenever I get called like Paul Blart, the mall cop, that pisses me right off. I can't stand that shit. Don't.
Well, the funny,
because I could see it kind of.
People don't realize, right? But people don't realize that you know all the weaknesses and all the flaws of your video. I had an issue once where for 2 videos, I could not get. I'm on an A7 IV. I could not get the damn thing to register me properly. I kept getting this pulsing and back and everything, and I just couldn't figure it out. Meanwhile, I know it's there. Everybody knows it's there. I'm hoping that the content is good enough to where people ignore it because the audio is fine. Hey, you might want to focus on adjusting your. I'm like, dude, I know. I just spent the last 2 hours editing this video. I know every problem with this video, but I'm trying to mask as much as I can because there's no perfect video unless you're Mojax, and then you have perfect videos. But I'm not Mojax. So.
Well, it's that voiceover technique though, and I'm actually doing that with a video coming up. I'm doing a video on the XPRS, the 8s or whatever those those Pioneer speakers or whatever.
I have 15s in a box. Haven't opened them up yet. This is why they're mad at me because I'm like,
they're mad at me too. I've had these for 2-3 months. They didn't give me. Listen, if I have a due date, I'm gonna have that shit done crazy. If there's no due date and you're just sending it to me, Natalie's hitting me up every 2 weeks. Yo, an update. You see,
yeah.
So, but I'm going to do a voiceover thing with that because that's cool because you basically shoot a lot of B-roll and then maybe just because he has a perfect formula. Intro, outro, tons of B-roll, really good B-roll shots, and then he just voices it over. And I'm going to use this mic, everything, and I'm going to voice over a lot because to me, like that's a product where like I can, it's not a mixer. It's not that in depth. It's, it's a speaker at the end of the day. I mean, what is it, so.
Exactly. Yeah. I've done both. The one thing I will say is, especially, being you're a lot like me where you can kind of talk through a story and get it done. The only thing I've noticed when I do it that way, the Mojax way, you spend less time on the front end, but you spend more time on the back end because now you're trying to account for all the B-roll, and making sure you might have said something in your video and you're like, I didn't get any video B-roll of what I'm talking about here. So now I got to go back. But it's great, especially if you really want it to be the cleanest way possible. Yeah, doing that is great. It's just there's a lot more back end work on it. But
you got to write the script first. That's the key with that.
Absolutely.
You almost write the script or at least have an outline of what you want to say. Then you go through and then like as I'm filming B-roll, I'm filming it in here and I'm bringing it on my computer and making sure it looks good. And then you do it like kind of all at once. And then like if you need to film it quick, another thing, it's like right here. Like that was like kind of the key. And then you just go back and forth real quick. And then you just got to lock yourself in there for like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It all depends on how long they are. I like doing those types for when they're shorter videos. But like if it's like a 30-minute video, I'm like, that's too much B-roll looking for. But
that's a lot.
I have a seat here, by the way. My seat falls, so I have to like, it's like an old school typewriter where you just keep slowly going down, and I lift it up. I just haven't bought
like, what's that?
I know
typewriter.
Exactly.
What is that?
Us old heads in the building. That's us.
How do you? I recently shared a story on TikTok of the craziest thing I've ever seen at a wedding. And I've been wanting to do like more story type content on like TikTok and Reels, just like with me talking. Because number one, TikTok, if you want to make money on TikTok, everything's got to be over a minute long. They don't even pay for under a minute anymore, which like is literally 95% of my
now
videos.
It's
so
all
they just
long
fuck me.
form. Interesting.
Yeah, I made from making good money on TikTok to like I'm like zero. I'm like, why? And I'm looking in them. It's like, oh, the creator program now requires you to have 1 minute video to even qualify. And they have to watch this much of the video to have a qualified view for you to get paid on the RPM and all that. So that just pisses me off because like I fucking put all this work, you know what I mean? So one of my things was I did a 6-minute video of me telling the craziest thing that ever happened at a wedding, like, you know what I mean? And I was reluctant to do it for a long time because I was like, damn, like I don't want to like air anybody out, but like I don't know. My wife was like, yo, like people talk about shit all the time, and it's like it's you know, as long as you're like vague about it, like who's a shit, like, you know what I mean? Shit happened to you, like you could tell a story, you know.
You can't be pointed back to that one person that you're talking about. It's a very
even if
broad
they see
story.
Even if they see it and they know it's about them, it is what it. I mean, I mentioned nothing. I was so vague; it wasn't even fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very, you know, I'm protecting people's identities or whatever.
I do it all the time.
You know,
I do it all the time, especially if like I'm walking, like the one about the where they had the stones in between on the side of their house, and I couldn't get my equipment over, and I'm like, you know, guys, don't do this. And people were like, well, are you nervous that they'll see this? I'm like, why? It's their house. They know what they have. I'm not saying, you know, Julie's house and blah blah blah. I'm just saying this is a bad idea. That's it.
All right, that makes me feel better then, because I was a little worried because I have a lot of other stories. I'm like, damn, like I don't want to I don't want to be known as a DJ that's gonna like he's gonna flame you online if they're but who's actually planning on having a disaster at their wedding either? You know what I mean?
It should be a learning moment, if anything, or a teachable moment from a DJ perspective. I mean, unless the party was trash or they were assholes, then I would hold off on those. But like I got burned one time. Oh, remember the video? It was a reel where the lady was like, oh, you guys aren't real DJs. And we were like having a conversation. You might not have remembered it. I posted that video. I think it was at like 4:00 on a Wednesday. After I remember the video, I'm like, oh, sweet, put it in. By like 7:00 on Instagram, the video already had like 10,000 views. It was shared like 700 times. And I'm like, oh shit, this is a viral video. And it was going through, right? It got so big, it got back to her. And she was like, hey, I saw this video. Why are you clout chasing on our thing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, first off, I hate the term clout chasing, but we won't go there. You know, but it got to a point where I was like, shit, I got to take it down. You know, so now I'm just smarter about what I put up. That's all. Which
that happened to me one time.
It doesn't exist anymore. Mm-hmm.
I had a wedding and I was mixing in a drop and the drop hit and there was a girl dancing right in front of me amongst the crowd at a wedding and she was blackout. She was wasted, right? And when the drop hit, she was like, ah! And made this ridiculous like this sound. It was like I don't know where it. I gotta find the video somewhere. I'll send it to you if I find it. But yeah, she made this crazy, and I'm like, oh my god! And I couldn't. I raced home to fucking repost that video, and I edited it, and the whole video was about like her making the sound when the beat drops or whatever, and it was hitting. And I swear, 58.5 minutes after I posted it, I got the bride hit me up, the girl hit me up in the video. I'm a teacher. This will ruin my career. Da 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 da. And like, I'm like, all right, yeah, my bad. I'll take it down. And I was like, damn. And then I learned that day. I was like, you know, I got to think. You know, I can't just like be. You know, I just thought it was hilarious. I didn't think anything of it. But like at the end of the day, you know, it's not a good. Like, you know, I so from then on, I make it a point. Like I always look at the audience, everything. Like if anybody's like making themselves look bad, like I really won't post it because. First of all, I mean, what's the point? I don't want to hurt anybody, but at the same time, too, what if the shit blows up and then like a week later or something, they hit me up and they're like, yo, you got to take that down. And like, what am I in a battle? Like, you know what I mean? And then you take it down anyway. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And that's when I learned my little lesson, like, you know, but that was hilarious. It was absolutely internet gold. That would have been Hawk Tua level. I swear to God.
Oh, Hawk Tua. Oh man.
Can you imagine that there hasn't been a bigger video, a bigger, more viral thing for someone dumb since the Cash Me Outside, How About That Girl? You remember that? Remember how huge that shit was? You know, and she's a millionaire now. She's got more money than me, you, everybody in the chat combined. right? Still to
Well,
this day.
the Hawk Tool girl, she quit her job, and now she's starting a podcast. Like, it's a whole.
She got signed by some agency where you live in the hills. I can't.
Like, how? What? You don't even know if she has talent. I mean, I don't look. People will sign anything that's viral now. I mean, it's the same thing with DJing. You know, hey, I want to DJ at your club. Hold on, let me see your follow count.
Yeah, right.
Come back when you hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why doesn't it work for me? I've had no less than 150, 200 viral videos. I'm not even lying. I can't even tell you how many viral videos I've had. I have all. I didn't get signed to no agency. I'm still doing my. I mean, I make good money. Don't get me wrong, but like I still do my weddings. I'm still literally not much has changed. Literally not much has changed for me. Exactly. I literally just still do my weddings. I yell on YouTube. I post my like that's it. Like why she says one thing and then gets all this? It's kind of annoying.
Whole life changes. Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, we are
like I don't.
Well, we're dudes first off, you know, and I mean, I think it's fair to say we're not models. So that we got some stuff going against us. Yeah, you know, we don't have the, you know,
we make up for it with personality though. Come on.
Yeah, well, I agree. I don't know. I just. I think at a certain point,
Monica Lewinsky, the original Hawk Tua.
Dude, that's how you know the age range exactly of your people, you know, that right there. But yeah, I don't know, just I feel like we're just popular people, but it's not like we can take this, like, don't get me wrong, like I can go out and if I'm in a DJ community, people look to me, hey man, oh, big fan, blah 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 blah. Like I just went to the Beat Junkies Sunday sessions, whatever, and you know, I was running like J-Rock. Yeah, like J-Rock. Okay, J-Rock is like a grand master of DJing, right? And I was talking to Rhett Maddock, and I was like, hey man, you know, I never met J-Rock. He's like, oh, let me introduce. I'm like, no, I can do it myself. I'll wait. And I was at the 45 sessions the night before, and then afterwards, I'm like, hey man, yeah, Cleveland, I don't know if you know me, I'm a big fan. He goes, obviously I know you. I watch all your videos. You know, and I'm just like,
how cool is that?
We are. It's so cool. But on Sunday, you know, I'm there. There's a couple other like, you know, fake celebrities there like me. And I'm sitting there with my son. And they take a moment like, hey, we just want to, you know, call out some of the people here, blah, blah, blah. You know, Cleveland Terry. It was like one of the DJs from like one of the hip hop groups was also there. I forget his name. Anyway, Cleveland Terry. And, you know, all the DJs like, whoa. There's a regular couple right there at the table. We're at the same table because they had space, and I'm just sitting there, and I hear them go, "Who the fuck is Cleveland Terry?" Oh, like exactly.
I wouldn't have said nothing. Exactly. I would have just laughed and just sat there. I'm like, yeah, who is that guy?
Yeah, we're just popular people. That's it. You know, I just like all I've ever wanted to do was find a way to get rid of some of this artistic anxiety, because I used to be a music producer, and you know I had a full-on record deal and all these things, yeah. And but I was always artistic. I needed some way to kind of let that go. So that's where I started doing like the gig logs and things like that. I wasn't even trying to get into it for like reviews, but you know I lost my train of thought, but. You have a much
more genuine story than me. I make content to get booked. That's why I started making content. I didn't make it for artistic anything. I was just like, man, I need gigs. I'm trying to do this shit for a living. Nobody wants to book my 22-year-old ass, so I gotta start yelling online and acting like I know what I'm doing. And then you figure it out along the way. You fake it till you make it, baby.
Hey, you put out some great content. Look, that's just all I will say. You know, I know people always want to find reasons or justifications on why one person is successful and the other isn't.
Yeah.
You got good timing. You know, anything we do, it's really just about timing. It's not really about like how skilled you are. There's tons of people that are skilled. They just happen to see you. That's why I get so much hate from people, because it's not that I'm doing anything wrong. And I would say the same thing for you. It's not that. It's that these other people could do it, but they didn't. And they're mad at you. They are projecting their failures onto you. And that's one of the things, like
their regrets.
Idea sharing. Anytime I'm in there, they want to talk so much. I've been doing this for 30. I don't care. I don't care how long you've been doing this. It does not matter, And so I just kind of go, and I just started to realize, yeah, that's what it is. You think that you could do what I do, and you might be able to, but also I've seen a lot of people try and fail horribly because you got to do what you're good at, and one of the things I'm good at is talking to a random plastic camera in front of me, acting like I'm having a conversation with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's connecting with the people, and not everybody can. There's tons of people that can. I'm not saying I'm special, but that's my strength. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, and you have to know that. But everybody thinks they can do what you can do. They could, they would.
No, it's important. And with content creation too, just in general, you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror, and like if something doesn't do well, you got to figure out why. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is still like self-reflection. You look yourself in the mirror, and be like, all right, well, I thought this was a great video, but now that I look at the analytics, I really talked too much here, or I could have done this better here, and yada yada. And then you just improve, but then luck has a lot to do with it too. Posting something at the right time, at the right, there is some luck involved, but you're never going to get lucky if you don't post. So,
but there is no right time. You know what I mean? Like, there's a time. I've posted things at 10 o'clock that blew up. I posted things at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that did trash and did nothing. So I check my analytics, but I do when I feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, this feels right. I'm just going to post it. I trust my gut, but
that's kind of what I do
But
too.
being constructively critical of what it is that you do is so important. Your word plays are great, and you
don't butter me up. We're still in a battle. I'm still coming out with a diss about you next week, so don't butter me up. All right, don't even. You think this is gonna? You think I forgot?
But you also, but I can guarantee you, along with those word plays, along with maybe you're scratching, I can guarantee you, there's something in you that's like, I'm not really good at this, so I'm gonna mask it with my strengths. Nobody's perfect at anything, and you just mask what you're weak at. So I mean,
I don't think I'm a good MC. Like, I'm okay. That's my weakness. I don't think I can MC I DJ weddings. Of course, I can MC. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I have a solid mic voice. I can do all the formalities. I know what to do. I'm very structured. Like, I'm good, but like, I am not like an off the cuff good MC. That's what I mean. I'm not like you look at some like the radio guys. Or like a funk master or like or a wedding guy like Jeff Scott Gold is like the best MC I ever heard at a wedding personally. He's ridiculous, but he's off the cuff. He never says the same stuff. He's literally just pointing shit out, and he makes it work, and it flows is so crazy. Like, that's just something that, like, believe it or not, like I can't, like I've never really picked up on. So like I lean heavy on like just ideas and like the way I mix and how I put songs together when I'm mixing, like dancing wise. So like I don't have to like MC in between, or I can like kind of do without a lot of that. I do it still, hands up and put drinks in the air, bounce, whatever.
Some people love it though. I can't stand. I mean, don't get me wrong. Same thing with you. Like, I can MC anything, but I am better at talking to the crowd with nothing than I am while I'm DJing. And now I need you to get excited, put your hands up, let's go.
Like the one-liners, the ad-libs, it's just like, I don't feel comfortable. I feel weird saying it. Like, I don't even feel like, that's another thing too that holds me back. Like, I was like, I could say this right now, but it sounds corny in my head. Like, why am I gonna, like, is it necessary? Like, I don't know. But even, I'll listen to like a Four Color Zach mix, and he's mixing, and he's doing all these crazy ideas and doing all this shit, and he's MCing and just connecting with the crowd with the mic, and like, I can't even, like, I need to, like, I feel like I could if I really got to figure that out. That's the one thing I just don't got.
Of course you could. Well, it's just like anything else. You first start out kind of emulating, and then it finally becomes yours. So you get your line of shit together, and then you just keep doing that line of shit to where it becomes second nature, and then you can start adding in stuff. And it's just, I mean, just like people who freestyle. Rappers, it's not really freestyle. They've just been writing forever. So they just have.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, they just have bars in their head. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people that actually will naturally freestyle, but like the ones that are just going on forever, typically, besides like, unless you're like Supernatural, there's a couple of MCs that were just like, well, Supernatural. Well, like the regular people, they just have bars after bars they've written, and they just They just keep pulling from everything they've ever done, and it ends up being great. So
is it like
you just gotta get your line of shit down?
I actually never talked to anybody that ever rapped before. This is actually interesting to me. So like freestyling is almost like kind of like how I DJ, like with exceptions, there's stuff in between, but like I kind of DJ from like I have so many sets of routines, right? Where there'll be like these 4 songs I put together, 3 songs I put together, and they connect somehow. 5 songs. I go from one set of routines, and then while I'm doing this set, I'm like, okay, then if this is working, this next set of routines I have in my head will work too, and I go from that and that. Mm-hmm. Is that how bars work? Like if you're freestyling, you have these sets of. So if you're freestyling these bars, you're like, oh, these definitely rhyme with these bars I already have, so I'm going to go to this next set of bars. And then I can insert personal things. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, and then what you can do is, and this is what people will do. They'll have something that they know. So it might be, 4 bars of something that they wrote a while ago. And they can go through that. While they're saying those bars, they're literally thinking about what I want to say now to make it seem like I'm still in the moment. And then after they get that little rhyme off, they can go back into another one of the things they already wrote. So yeah, it's all the same though. It's the same thing as DJing. Like I have tons of like mini routines, 3-4 song routines that I can just kind of jump and jump and jump. So I get it. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, no way. I never even thought about it like that, like the similarities. That's very interesting. Yeah, because we watched some of these. What's the one dude, J Mac or something? There's this dude on TikTok. He blows up. And all he does, he goes around with like a Bluetooth JBL speaker, and he asks someone for like, give me 3 challenging words, and then he does a freestyle off the top with these 3 words. And it's crazy, and he just rips. What's his name?
And that's legitimate freestyle, But what I'm saying is like, even though it's a freestyle, he's done it for so long that even things that like are just there, he can just change this word up and blah blah blah, or a lot of it's like it's like not psych. Is it psychiatrist? No. Like the magician.
He still got a Harry Mack.
Figure you out. Oh, gotcha. How they can kind of figure you out, and they're asking questions like, how did they know this about me? Oh my God, how do they know I'm a Capricorn? Blah, blah, blah. They're not asking you for that. They're trying to find just trigger points. So there's a lot of vague that's kind of, that happens to everybody. You know what I mean? So you think it's about you, but it really is everybody goes through the same stuff. I like soup. I like soup. How'd you know that? That's the same thing with bars. They write for so long, they freestyle for so long, it just becomes second nature to them. But hey, that's still amazing. I can't do it. Still amazing though. I was never that freestyler.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool. Yeah, Harry Mack, like he's blowing up from it too. Like I don't know. I haven't heard a Harry Mack song, but man, can that guy freestyle? And he makes content.
Yeah, and then you put him on a song, and you're just like, oh, it's garbage. It's always what happens with the freestylers. All the freestyles sound amazing when they're freestyling. You put them on a song where they have to like have structure, and it falls apart every time.
Except for Eminem.
Yeah, you're right.
He's one of the few, but that's true. Like, there's not like how many
anomaly.
How many big rappers are like they're known as freestylers? Like, you know what I mean? There's not really.
There's none.
Little Dicky, but he's got like 2 songs, really. Like, you know what I mean? He's had some crazy freestyles on like Sirius XM, like on what you call it? That one
like
show.
Coast Contra, perfect example.
Philly.
Their freestyles and stuff, they're killing it. I got the album. I was like, I'm not impressed. Where the freestyle songs? Why aren't they on this thing? You know what I mean? But they're using somebody's beats, so they can't. But
their beats are kind of like old school too. It was kind of a weird. I listened to it too. It's
it was very sad. Very very sad.
Coast Contra, I forgot about them. Shouts to Philly. Look at the chat. Yeah, Lil Wayne. Well, Lil Wayne famously, correct me if I'm wrong, but Lil Wayne famously doesn't write down any of his raps. Like, he doesn't even know the words to half his songs, apparently.
Correct.
Like, he kind of allegedly goes in the studio and then kind of like goes off the top of his head for all of his songs. And then obviously does multiple takes and but it's all off the top of his head. He doesn't write anything down. And then because there's so many times where they're like, yo, rap this song. He's like, yo, I don't even know the words of that song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something I did in the studio one time. I don't know.
Yeah. Just like Jay-Z is the same way, where they just can write it in their heads. But, but Lil Wayne, I know he's your guy, and you love Lil Wayne.
I love Lil Wayne. He's on my Mount Rushmore, bro.
Yeah, he's one of the greats. He's absolutely one of the greats. Can't look at him anymore, but he's one of the greats. I can only look at a crackhead for so long before I'm like, I don't get it.
Oh, stop it. It does look that way, but it's okay.
Tupac is not the greatest, Kenny. Gerald, we don't want to hear that. Look, I am the wrong person to ask about Tupac because I think, just looking around, I don't want them to take my black card. I think that Tupac is overrated. I've never really thought he was one of the greatest lyricists out there. I haven't.
And you're a West Coast guy. You live on the West Coast.
And I'm West Coast. Yes, absolutely. That's just me. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, I agree.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm from New Jersey, outside of New York over here, and I always I'm a huge Biggie fan. But like I still I don't know who's Mount Rushmore. You got Wayne. Biggie's up there. I mean, Eminem is just like, I look at longevity too. I mean, Eminem still, he's still had hits in the last like 5 years.
Yeah, no, Eminem. I mean,
Kendrick.
It's funny though.
Drake.
Even Kendrick's definitely one. Like
lyricist wise, he's crazy. Kendrick.
Here's my thing though. Honestly, my one thing about all lyricists are, I gotta believe that you actually wrote this music.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it with Drake. I believe it with Eminem.
No. He steals every
Kendrick,
flow too. Like,
exactly. Whatever's popular, I'm gonna take that now and make an album out of it, and I'm gonna bring the guy that made it popular, and then he's gonna make me popular. That's why this whole thing about like, oh, he does all this and he generates all this better than Michael Jackson's Thriller. I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. I give you props, but it's not the same. And that's probably, I know, old head talking. Old head.
No, but I agree. I mean, Drake is a GOAT, as far as hits and like what he's done and the longevity of his career and all these decades and everything. But like he steals flows and then he makes hits and he has the best people around him that help him make these hits and yada yada. Like, I'll never forget, I discovered Drake late. Or not discovered him, but like I got into Drake. Like when I first was like, oh shit, this is a shit, is when he got on the Versace, when he stole the Migos flow. Versace. Like when that came out, 2013, that's when I was just like, oh, this Drake, oh yeah, I liked him better with the Migos flow than Migos. and then but it's just he everything he's done, like there's no original Drake flow in my opinion. Like he literally just takes from everywhere, and then whereas like Biggie had his own original flow. Lil Wayne originated a lot lot of these flows. Lil Wayne helped birth
everything
trap
that people
music
are doing
and all
now
the music we listen
is
to now
because of Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's kind of like Will.i.am making beats. Like Will.i.am just jumps on whatever trend is popular at the time. And hey, so be it. The one argument I can't stand though, and hold on, you just get canceled yourself. Not even close. I just know what grade is. Just stick to no wonder he doesn't talk music, bro. I know more music in my one pinky that you will ever know in your life, man. Stop.
Oh, it's Brink again.
More music.
Oh, not the Brink.
Yeah, to the brink. Yeah. But here's my argument. This is my one argument. This is from DJ Dell, and it says, "Ask anyone playing Eminem, new track." First off, I'm not playing in Eminem's new tracks. I'm just, nobody's asking for them, so I'm not playing them. But one of the arguments, not from DJ Dell, is, well, how could he be the greatest when nobody plays his music? Like that doesn't matter. Eminem's the greatest, one of the greatest, because he's been flowing at an upper level his entire life, and when regular rappers don't want to battle you, that's when you know that there's something special about you. So, all these amazing rappers like, I don't fuck with him. And my
M had his
favorite
own
MC is
flow.
Busta.
He had his own unique flow. Like when he can't, like he was one of a kind, you know? Like when him and Dre got together, like that was one of a kind shit.
Yeah, I just couldn't stand the he had this cadence that he started using on like every song, and it was driving me nuts. I think it was was it the Lose Yourself one? Where it was just on every single song, the same cadence. And I was like, okay, it's time to change it up. That's why Buster is my all-time favorite rap artist. No matter what, I've seen that man live multiple times. There's nobody better live. Nobody. Him and Spliff Star is like a work of art when they are performing. Trust me. If you can see him, go see him.
Yeah, I've never seen him live. I used to bump touch it in high school. I had the two 12s in the back of my Expedition. Touch it, bring it, boom, 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 like all the way to high school. That was like my one. You would hear me coming from a mile away. I was that guy. I had the neon lights in my 12-inch case too, so like the whole back of my Expedition glowed and blue. I saved up all my money one summer and I got 22-inch chrome ass rims that would have to polish 14 times a week on my Expedition when I was 18. I was a douche.
Were you a Jersey douche?
Oh yeah. Fade to the gods, hair spiked up. Pretty much same haircut actually I have now. I never really changed my haircut, but everything else is done now. I've gone through douche rehab. I'm not. I mean, some people in the chat may think otherwise, but I am a recovering douchebag. Okay? I'm recovering still every day. I take it day by day.
That was the album with Dre. That was Dre. That was his first album with Dre. For his first, when he signed Aftermath, yeah, because that one, when I remember going, it's solid, but it doesn't sound like Busta. You know, there was a couple of tracks like the one with what's the one with Truth Hurts, the first song on it with the little Asian guitar, down, 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 down,
yeah,
and it's got that Dre beat on there. Oh, when I heard that, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. But then by the time you get to like the fourth song, you're like, oh, now it's just the same old Dre music. I'm just over. And to be fair, I was born on the wrong coast. I honestly should have been born on the East Coast. I know this for 100% because I prefer East Coast. I prefer the jazzy hip hop, the Tribes, all of that stuff over like the West Coast, like, funk. That's never really been my thing. Yeah, that's just who I am. Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Other than I'm not a Tupac guy. I've never been a Tupac fan in my life. I'm really just not a whatever. But like, I love West Coast beats. I love hyphy. I love all that old Snoop shit. The like deep Snoop shit. Like I love.
No. Doggy Style was still one of the greatest albums ever to come out. Like legitimate. I remember where I was. That's how you know something's good. I remember it was the In and Out on Ventura. I was hanging out with some friends. Everybody drives in their lowrider cars and whatever. I had my Mitsubishi clip dropped, and I pulled up, and this dude was like, "Hey, the new Snoop album came out," and he was playing it with she had two 18s in the back, and that changes my life. That's the album. Not I won't say that's not the album because obviously The Chronic was still was great. But Snoop in that album was like, okay, I'm really into West Coast right now because he killed it. Killed that album. Yeah.
Doggy Style is crazy.
And now everybody's taken trying too hard. Shut up, Brink. Everybody's trying to say I did not say when I said Buster's my favorite artist. Notice I didn't say my favorite lyricist. I said favorite artist. I said performance from everything around the block. He is, to me, like the perfect MC. He's not the best lyricist. So please stop, people. You guys, this is the world that we live in. Everybody likes to take one little thing you say and then they turn it into this huge thing. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, I'm not a Tupac fan. I'm sorry. I've listened many times when Tupac was big. That was when I was growing up. I know. Didn't do anything for me. And that's the key. How it resonates with you. You know what I mean? And like when I heard Kendrick resonated with me. And I was like, he's doing something different, and he's even making Dre. I mean, what This Is Compton, that album that he came out with before Straight Outta Compton, that was far removed from Drake. But he had Kendrick, he had Anderson .Paak. Oh, they were all making music for him. That's why that album sounds so great, but that's also why a lot of people didn't like it because they wanted it to be more West Coast, But again, I'm East Coast by heart, so teach their own though. Do your thing. Whatever you love is what you love. Don't you?
Try to find that one Snoop song. One of my favorite Snoop songs was like, dun, 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 dun. This is for my hoe. This is for what is that song?
No, you're talking about Hustles and G's.
Hustles and G's. Yeah, what album is that from? Why can't I think of the album?
That's from
This is for my hustlers. Yeah, hustlers.
Yeah. So
G's and hustles. Dude, yes.
We're about to block Brink, by the way. I'm just getting tired of him today. I don't need him on here.
Oh,
you don't want to be blocked, you Brink. That's the one. That's the track. Yeah.
Dude. That's the type of fuck. Like, that's the West Coast shit I fuck with. Like, that shit is just ridiculous.
But that's
Digital
also,
Dave played that at my
also
wedding.
like,
I lost my shit.
But it's Parliament Funkadelic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like any of that old school, Flashlight and all that, you're gonna love what Snoop Dogg did on that album. So
you're right.
I'm a big fan.
It really was what. Yeah. Because I love funk too. I just love that funky shit. Yeah, G's and hustles. Everyone's in the chat.
Yeah.
Wow, what a controversial conversation we're having today. Look at this.
Apparently, DJs mixed track from each album for many sets. Live voting. I don't know what that means. Anyway. They say Pac in their top 5. God, I didn't realize I was so controversial when I said that.
Well, you did look around before you said it.
I maybe I knew a little bit, but like, it's the same people. Like, I love Nas. Okay. The World Is Yours was one of the songs that literally sent me into that whole, what is this? With Pete Rock and all those jazz samples, like where did this come from? I'm in love. And then that's when I got into Tribe and De La and all that stuff. But I am not afraid to admit that I don't think Nas is as good as people say he is. Everybody puts Nas on like the top of the thing. And I'm like, dude, I've been listening to Nas. Every time I get a Nas album, I play it and I'm like, oh, it's good. Oh, it's just the same. Oh, I'm bored. And then I'm out every time. But he's got some songs, World Is Yours, Halftime. Like, there's some things that are just really, really good. But I think people take, just like with Tupac, who knows what he'd be doing right now? Who knows if he was still alive?
Same thing, Biggie and all that. What about Kanye?
Exactly.
What about Kanye? Minus all the whatever, just the music.
No. Kanye.
He's one of my favorite producers ever. Like, I think Kanye,
really
the way, like, Graduation, College Dropout, like all these like unbelievable. Like, I didn't hear beats like that in my life. Like, it just like that like Kanye got me into hip hop deep. Like, I grew up with like a lot of rock and all that shit. But like when Kanye was coming out with that shit when I was in high school, and then after that, like, and even like Life of Pablo, like they're so like he's a damn genius. He fell off.
No, I think he's probably fell off his meds. It's more like it, but I think he really is a genius. His music, the stuff he was doing before he was operating on a level, he changed the game. There's few producers that changed the game. It was him. It was Pharrell and Nerd.
Yep. Remember Rockstar and all that shit.
Yeah, just change sound all the way, all the way from like, and remember NERD, they also brought out Khalees, like they're the reason that she even blew up in the first place. Justin was on there, Usher, like they were the group. And I don't think they talk anymore. Pharrell and Hugo, I don't think they're friends at all. I don't know what happened, but maybe because Pharrell got too much fame, but I don't know. Yeah, they're together, but there are a few producers out there that made literally, like what was the other one? I was gonna say DJ Scratch, but that's not who I had in mind. The dude that did NBA Street soundtrack, also he did the whole soundtrack. Around the same time as like Swiss and DJ Scratch. What was that producer's name? It's gonna drive me nuts. Hopefully somebody says it in the chat. Hopefully. Kwame.
No.
Kwame? Polka dot Kwame?
Kwame.
Is that what he means? Anyway, Nerd sound was very different from Neptune's sound. Well, yeah, because Nerd was the group. Neptune's was the production group. And when you're the production, you got to play for everybody. But yeah, Nerd. But even then, I wouldn't say that Nerd sounded different. They just played, they went a little more rock heavy. But the beats were still the same. The snare was still the same, Neptune snare. Got NBA Live 2003 best. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading your idiots because I'm over them. So just so you know.
And it wasn't until Neptune's where Pharrell started doing the signature, the 4-beat in the beginning, though, right?
Yes.
Or no, did he do that with Nerd?
Yeah,
I think it was with Neptunes. He started doing the 4.
No. He did it with they did it with NERD too. Just like Rockstar. It's the same beat and snare that they use for everything. Yeah. Rockstar, Lap Dance. Lap Dance is still one of my favorite tracks.
Oh man,
I just
maybe want to hop on Twitch right now and just do a full hip hop set. Take up some shit right now.
Yeah, no, it's dope. Yeah. So, well, how long is your show? How long did your show go for?
Oh yeah, we should probably be leaving now. It's 1:38.
Oh, by the way, and by the way, you know how I know people who don't know me, who claim they do? There's a trick. Okay. Everybody that calls me Terry by default does not know me. That's what I know, because everybody assumes Cleveland is not my first name.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm hip to your game, people.
It's possible, Yeah. Everyone thinks you're from Cleveland and your first name's Terry.
Yes, exactly. So, but that's okay though. And what does it say? DJ conferences need this, y'all. You going this year? By the way, you going to Atlantic City?
I think so. I'm talking to the. I haven't announced this yet, I guess, but I'm talking to anybody in the chat. But I'm talking to the expo about possibly doing my show live there. So it's like during the week. So like I would do Tuesday at noon. If they give me a space, I'll do like a live Nick Spinelli show or whatever with an audience and everything, and kind of do like an interactive thing. I think would be pretty cool. So I'll go down for that. And that's it. So maybe like a day or two. You know what I mean? Tops.
Yeah. No, that's dope. I am supposed to be going. Okay.
Who are you going with? Really like what brand?
Hollywood DJ. Hollywood DJ. They've been sponsoring my trips for the past 2 years. So the relationship's still good. So they pay for my travel, pay for my hotel, and I don't ask for much. Just like, just get me there, and maybe a little bit extra on the side, but it's easy. So
hell yeah, bro.
We'll
get up, have a drink.
Yeah, but we'll see. Absolutely. And I don't know if actually you're actually one I want to talk to you about that. I'm gonna do a kind of behind the scenes, but we're gonna do like a podcast, but not a live one. And if you're there, I want to get Bar on. Like I want to get like the people that my friends. Yeah. And we'll do a full-on show, just a full-on shit talking show. I feel like we haven't had one of those in a while. So you wouldn't know anything about the shit talking part because you never came on to the pandemic DJs.
I was scheduled one time and I couldn't make it for some reason. I forget why.
I know.
Busted my balls.
You were good up until like the day of, and then you're like, "Oh, I can't do it now." We're like, "God damn it!"
Yeah,
Nick.
there was a reason though. I had a reason. What was my fucking reason? I forget what I made up.
You didn't want to be on. That was the reason. Exactly. It's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, and it's funny because the only person I talk to now. I still talk to Whoopig. I love Whoopig. I absolutely love Whoopig. He's just one of the best people I've ever met.
Whoopig's really good people.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's just good people. J Book,
just want to give the guy a hug.
J Book is yes, all the time. And Bar. Everybody else kind of did their own thing. Brandon's still around, but he's doing I think he's building buildings out of plexiglass.
Who's that?
He just
Brandon
Havrella. Yeah, he's always on the forums and stuff too. Okay. Yeah, Brandon, and who's the other one? There was one more. Oh, Rick. Rick is doing Rick. And then I always forget his name. The guy who does the programming for the booking system.
Oh, Eric Massingham.
Thank you, Eric. I always forget Eric's name. I don't know why. It's an easy name.
I love Eric. He's a fucking lunatic.
And he really is. He fucks with people so hard.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Just nonstop. I'm like, wow. It's amazing to me. But I guess when your client, what's weird to me because your clientele is DJs. That's who you make your stuff for. And he spends all his time trolling DJs. It's just, hey,
it works.
It works though.
I don't know. It's different, but it works. It's the best. It's one of my. I love a good troll. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I know you do.
Kevin had a good point. He's like, if they don't give me a room, I should just like set up shop, just get a 6-foot table, and just set up shop. And you know what? I probably will do that. I'll do it right in the friggin' Hard Rock lobby. I don't give a shit.
I see. At least you guys are close. Takes forever to get to Atlantic City from LA.
Oh yeah, that's far shit. You got to fly into Philly. You don't want to fly into Atlantic City because our airport only has like Spirit, and I don't know about you, but I don't
that was exactly why. I'm like, direct flight from Spirit, but I got to be on Spirit for 5 hours. Nope. I'm good.
It's literally a tuna can.
I mean, seriously. Yeah, I fly into Philly. Then I make a mad dash for the train station, and then another 2.5. I think it's 2.5 hours to get to Atlantic City from Philly. No.
It's like, so there's not a direct train. You have to go to one place, and then you get on another line that hits Atlantic City. So maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. But usually speaking, because the way the flights work, I have to fly out at like 11 p.m. Then I don't even get in until like 4 or 5, and then I got to wait for an hour and a half to get the first train.
That's true.
It's a long day.
The airport's so south in Philly, so you got to get up to like to West Philly to get to the train to 30th Street Station, and then you got to it might be 2.5 hours. That's a fucking nightmare. That's an adventure.
It's a long day. It is a long day. Yeah, and like last time I stayed at the hotel, my room wasn't ready when I got in. I'm like, I just want to sleep. I've never been so tired. And what is the deal with I'm like Seinfeld? What is the deal? But why is it that your Ubers are so expensive? Every time I get into the train station, the hotel boardwalk is a mile away, and they want to charge like $40 to get there. I'm like, oh hell, I'm walking. Every time I get an Uber, every time it's super ass expensive. Every time.
I don't know. I rarely Uber though. I rarely Uber. So
I don't trust Spirit. First off, somebody said Spirit, but in the big front seats. You know, that's supposed to be first class. It's
big
just
front seat.
Regular.
So you get free peanuts.
No, and I don't like the way they book stuff. I don't like the fact that like you have to like you book one, you pay for one carry on, and the next carry on is not just like it's like double the price. Like, no, I'm good. And all the horror stories I've seen about Spirit, nope.
Listen, you never want to fly the cheapest airline. Anybody in the chat, you have to understand this. When you fly the cheapest airline, you know who else flies the cheapest airline? People that don't fly. People that are flying for the first time or fly once every 10 years when someone dies because they got to go to a funeral, or they're taking their once a lifetime vacation or something like that. And people that don't fly are the worst people to fly with. They're obnoxious. They don't know the rules. As soon as the plane lands, they get up and they cut in front of you. They take their shoes off like animals. They just have like, they're just bare. They just got their dogs out. Just on the plane, like you don't want to fly with people like that. Like, it's the worst. Not to mention, Spirit has very tiny seats. Their tray tables barely fit a can of Coke, let alone a laptop. You can't even bring your laptop there. You won't be able to set it up. Like, you want to fly American, Delta, Southwest-ish. I'm not a Southwest guy either, but like, United. You want to fly the airlines where like these are people that fly on the regular. They know the rules.
Yeah, it's like it costs more money up front because you're really paying the same shit. This is the lie.
Yeah, because of the bag fees and everything else, the free drinks and you make up for it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Delta. Oh, I love Delta, and I love JetBlue, and Delta are my two favorites. American doesn't have as great of they don't have like TVs in their seats, and like it's hard to get on their Wi-Fi. But besides that. Yeah, I always fly. That's always my third option is American. In fact, I think we're flying American to Honolulu. So it is what it is.
I'm American guy just because American is the only airline with a hub in Philly. So I'm actually like I'm executive platinum on American. So I'm usually first class. I usually get the upgrade right away. So that shit's fire. You don't gotta worry about nothing. But like my favorite, Delta's by far the best. If your airport has a hub for Delta where you can get direct flights everywhere, then of course, like I would be Delta all day. But like. I'm American.
And they share it, by the way.
What's up?
Delta and American share all the time. I booked tons of Delta flights, and then I ended up on an American Airlines plane. So it does happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they'll do like the connecting flights. They'll include the thing or whatever. Yeah. Delta's superior though. They're the best. I only flew. I've been picking Airbuses only too, because like Boeing's a shit show. I don't trust anything Boeing, man. It fucking doors flying off and all that. I don't know. Call me paranoid, but they just pled guilty. Did you hear that? They pled guilty to like, we totally didn't do enough safety stuff on the 737 Maxes, so 2 of them crashed and 300 something people died. And our bad. Yeah. They're technically a felon company now. They literally have felony charges on safety, and they're on probation, and they have to pay all this millions of dollars. Like, that's nuts.
Well, no. What's nuts is the fact that there are human beings that made these decisions that aren't getting indicted, because a corporation is a person. So this corporation has felonies on it, but the people that made the choices are walking away scot-free. And then two whistleblowers just took themselves out. Just can't live here anymore. I'm over it. Yeah. And every single comment from the whistleblower is like, hey, if I die, it wasn't me. Like every single one of them said the same thing. like maybe look into this. I don't know.
We're already late in the show. We're putting tinfoil hats on, but I'm just saying, all right, the facts are the facts. It's fucking weird, man. I'm flying Airbus, baby.
I mean, I don't even know anymore. I mean, and that's the thing. Is it just that particular plane, or is it all Boeing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Who knows?
That's just not how I'm trying to go out.
It's still the safest way to fly.
That's a terrible way to go out. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I want to go out way more gangster than that. I want to go out skydiving. I want to go out.
Well, you will be skydiving, so don't worry.
Oh, dude. You ever hit turbulence so bad that your inner bitch come out? Like I hit turbulence once so bad where it's one of those, you hit an air pocket or something, and then they have to like drop like 1,000 feet or however much it was, like an elevation. So it's like my inner, I was like, like my like a voice I didn't know I had, like the most high pitched thing you ever heard, like just came out of me, and I looked around, I was like.
I did that one time.
I let my bitch out like in front of all these people.
I was flying. The worst thing you can do is be asleep when you land, because you feel how hard they really do land on that plane. And I remember I was sleeping once, and then I hit that thing, and I just like, and my wife was like, "What the fuck what's wrong with you?" I thought we had crashed. That's how hard we hit the ground. So, but hey, man, whatever. I feel like. I don't know what's when you always think about ways to, I mean, I don't know how much people think about ways to die, but like what's the best way you can die? I don't know. I feel like a plane just crashing into the ground, like I think that's a quick death. I don't know.
What if you're strong and you just happen to survive that extra 10 seconds and you're just burning alive like, son of a bitch. Cleveland Terry Jake's me.
What was that movie? The one where the guy sees the future in the plane one, and they show him like burning alive as he's waking up from his like dream. Yeah, that's I don't want to burn alive. I know them. I want to just explode. Just pieces everywhere, just gone. Quick. Yeah.
I don't want to
drown. Yeah, I don't want to be thinking I'm dying in the water as I'm drowning. Like, I don't want to think about that. Just want to go out. Gun in the back of the head. Like, okay, I had no idea. Where did this conversation go? Final Destination. That's right.
Final Destination. That's it.
Spirit ain't bad, but I fly red eyes. Spirit's only good if you are not taking. If you're like, I'm a DJ and I need to go to Vegas to DJ, so I just have my backpack and I hop on and I go DJ and then I come back. Like, to me, that's a Spirit flight.
For you, it would be a 45-minute flight out of LA. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like a bus ride.
That's sitting in a dirty Uber. Exactly. But like anything past that, if I have to like get up and go to the bathroom because we're on there for so long, like I don't want to deal with drama. And there's a lot of people who, when they don't spend the money, like you said, there's a lot of drama when people are looking for deals. It's the same thing with booking. You know, every single client that has come from Yelp, besides one client, only one client has been a stand-up person. Every other client, I'm like, oh, I got to talk them through everything, and they're questioning everything we're doing, and they need to make sure they get their money's worth, no matter if the party's good or not. Oh, we need to go the full 5 hours. Why? You only have 75 people. You probably should talk. Well, we paid you for 5, so we got to go for 5. Like, but that's not good for your party. We paid you, so. I don't know, man. I prefer my high-end clients any day of the week, every day of the week. My high-end clients never question anything at all.
Because they value what you do, and that's the main thing. And people don't get that. Exactly. I did those fire hall weddings. I did those $500 weddings for a long time. I cut my teeth with that shit, and that's the trenches. That's the hardest. They don't value what you do. They don't trust you. They're micromanaging every little thing you do, and every wedding is a different animal too. There's just the curveballs. Yes. You know what? The last hour, I want you to play nothing but Creed and Nickelback. And why aren't people dancing? Like, like I've gotten the craziest situations because of that. And like but then you get to the higher end clients, it's just like, no, just do you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you.
Do me.
I once had a lady. It was like super high end client, and they were getting video projection for their montage for this bar mitzvah, but they didn't book it through us. I guess they told the party planner, but the party planner never told us, so we didn't have one, and the venue didn't have one. So the lady walks up, and my partner was like, "Oh shit, it's gonna be our fault." I'm like, if there's no invoice, if they didn't pay for anything, they can scream all they want, but they didn't pay for anything, so we don't have to bring anything. But so she walks up, and she's like, and my partner's like, "Hey man, look, just want to let you know that this is what's going on, and we were unaware that you wanted it, blah blah blah." And she was like, "Okay." She's like, "But you guys are gonna get it figured out." And then she just turned around and walked away. And my partner and like the hotel are like, "I guess we got to figure it out, because rich people, no, I put you in place because you're the best, so be the best. Like, well, just do it, handle it. That's your job, and that's the difference." They're not freaking out. They're just like, you'll figure it out.
Yep.
Different world.
It's that trust. It's a lot better. It's just a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. So when was the last time I was on here? That's years ago, right?
Probably like.
Have I ever been on your show? No, you were on mine. I think I was on. Yeah,
late 2022, early 2023.
Yeah, felt like you didn't like me anymore. It's cool, dog.
We got to do it more often. Just answer my text, Cleveland. That's all. Just that's all I got. Just, answer my text every once in a while. You prick. I was never going to talk to you again. No.
Hey, I don't look. Everybody's in this business. I think people forget, because they just assume that, oh well, he does what Cleveland does, so that means that they have battle. They battle. It's like, no, everybody's entitled to do what they want. Everybody can be successful. There's enough room for everybody. I don't actually hate or dislike pretty much any influencer at all.
Not me. I dislike probably 27% of them. Well, actually,
everybody.
I wholeheartedly hate several of them, but I'm petty, and and I hold this weight on my shoulders. Okay, I don't mind holding grudges. I'm Italian. I'm good at it. I like it. I like it. I enjoy it. I thrive with my grudges. But that's.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading comments. Anyway, no. Who's the guy? Older guy. I mean, he's not even much older than me, but he feels old. The guy that's been around forever. White guy. Come on, he's been around forever. He's known.
Like what?
Name an older.
Like, is he like on
name
YouTube?
Name an older YouTuber. Yeah, older YouTuber. Something with the R, maybe.
Oh, Brian S. Red.
Yes, Brian S. Red. Yes.
Yeah, that's your boy.
I still haven't met him.
That's your boy.
He's not my boy. I've never met him. Never met. The only thing he says about me is, well, he seems like he's on the up and up. He hates you. He absolutely hates you. I know you keep a grudge for him.
He can't stand me. He can't stand me. I still like him. Listen, I don't I don't have any problem with him. I respect him. He's an OG. He's been around forever. He's got like 2,500 YouTube videos. You know what I mean? I respect his hustle. I don't hate him. I have no ill will against him. He hates me. He doesn't like my personality because he's from the Midwest and I freak Midwestern people out. Okay, sometimes I'm a little much for Midwestern people, and that's what I write it off as. But the whole feud happened because of you, because you and him. You came out with a video flaming him for something. I think it was quick mixing or something, and I took your side. What was it?
I said I had a video saying stop playing whole songs. Then he came in and was like, some random guy I saw on YouTube that said this. I'm like, random guy? Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
And then you came out with another one, and then I chimed in, and I did a whole segment on my show with Cleveland Terry versus Brian S. Red. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. And I had, I still have like the boxing sound effects on here, I think, from that. The fucking, where is it? Oh, there it is. Here we go. And,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I did a whole segment, and then he came out on his little show. They do that little DJ TV show or something. It's like a bunch of I don't know, like dudes, and they all go live on Facebook. And he came out in that show, and he was just like something. He just I don't know. He expressed my disdain for me and how I create drama or something like that, and it's fine. It's okay. I still like Brian S. Red.
A little bit. I don't have I never have a problem with anybody. You can have an opinion of me. I don't care, because the bottom line here is, anybody, just like the people in your chat talking shit right now. None of these people would even think about saying that to my face. Not one person. As a matter of fact, I've seen people talk shit and then have to think, oh man, blah, blah, blah. I love blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but you were just talking shit like yesterday, So I'm not worried about anybody. They are who they are. But Brian, he brought me up, and I didn't bring him up. I didn't mention him. So I'm gonna always finish something if you start something. Oh yeah.
You know what? I kind of like. I wish someone would bring me up somewhere. I wish that would be fantastic. The content I would get out of that, because I am so petty. I would go to the moon. I will hire a private investigator and dig shit up. Like I would dig up. I don't know. I would have so much fun with that if someone would just talk shit on me. But like no one does publicly. Really.
They don't realize how petty we really can be.
Oh my God.
They don't realize like how much like. If we really want to go at you, it's kind of like, was that Wedding Singer when he was like, I have a microphone and you don't? Like you can say all the shit you want. We have full on, anybody that wants to listen to us is going to listen to us, so
dude, I will call an emergency press conference. Oh man, I wish. I'm gonna put it out there. Please, someone talk shit. Someone out there talk shit.
See, you can't wait. Yeah, I try to be nice to people. That is my thing. I don't really want, unnecessary aggression for one thing, because, no matter how much we look at it, there's a different level of aggression that I have supposedly as a black man than like your standard everyday white guy, and I don't know why. That's just the way it looks.
Are you saying more aggression or less?
We're just angry black men. It's just the way it works.
Italian.
Like that's just, well, yeah, but you get
vinegar running through my
leeway.
veins. You know what I'm saying?
And that's okay. Well, and I mentioned you on one of my shows. I'm just like, look, he doesn't get the same type of heat that I get, but I don't blame him. It is what it is. You are who you are, and I am who I am. I can't change it. Can't take off my mask and move on. Like I am who I am. So you either like me or you don't. And I know there's a lot of people that like me, and there's a lot of people that don't. But guess what?
It's life.
You're not here. You're not here. You're not next to me. It's not some random guy walking up just talking shit, because then he would get punched in the mouth. But like, it's not just like a random guy. Do people realize how many people are in this world? And if we took every single comment or slap in the face, that we would fall apart. Absolutely fall apart. But
oh,
you argue with idiots
before we get off. What about this? Break claims you're not black. He said you're not black.
Well, no. The difference is there's one difference. After your Tupac take, let's talk about that for a minute, because the problem is everybody thinks they want to put, people in boxes. Fuck that. Fuck that. You can put yourself in a box. If you want to be that guy that only loves Tupac and that's your man, so be it. But I'm a little more. I thought as a DJ you'd be more open. You know, I've been listening to music forever. There's tons of people out there, but even with Tupac, just an opinion. But it doesn't define who I am. It defines
And that's
you.
right. I agree.
Yeah, I don't get defined by music.
I'm Italian and I don't like gnocchis. I don't think they're not pasta. It's potato. It's some kind of potato dumpling. I don't like gnocchis. Get that shit out of my face. Give me linguine. Give me some pasta, not gnocchis, not some potato dumpling bullshit that belongs in soup. Okay, fuck gnocchis. All right. That's all I gotta say about that.
The only reason why I even do gnocchi because I can't do gluten, so it's a potato pasta, so it's fine. But yeah, it can be a little weird. No, and I love everybody too. And if anybody came to my face and was like, "Hey man, no hard feelings," I'd be like, "No hard feelings. Let's move on." You know.
That's
so.
it.
It is what it is, man. That is what it is, man.
Thanks for coming on, Cleveland. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, it is my pleasure. Glad to be on here. Hope to be on another time. At some point, we'll talk about something else that people hate.
No, same. It
works.
Yeah, anything comes up too. You know what I mean? Bring me on your show. Let me talk some shit. Let me curse out your 100%. Chat. I'm fucking.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll probably have you on. You know what? Actually, it's getting a little hectic. So maybe sometime like after the expo, we'll get you on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and you can bring your kid.
Text me when you get into town, by the way, and we'll get up and shit.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Right,
thank you, everybody else for hanging out with us. I mean, I don't know how long do you normally go. 2 hours? What do you go?
No, this was a long one. It was just fun. So, we went on a tangent.
We are. I appreciate you though, and honestly, my heart. Keep doing what you're doing. I love the energy. I love the way you work. I even love when you get viral videos and I don't, and I'm just like, God damn it! Did Missy really just repost him? Fucking asshole! But I still love it anyway. So just keep doing what you're doing, and we need people. We need people like us. No matter how much people say they don't. All right, man.
Bro.
I'll
Love
see you
man.
soon.
Talk soon, bro. All right.
Love you too. Peace out. All right, buddy.
All right, people. Thanks for coming. Sorry we were a little late today. That was fun. I hope everybody has a great week, except for Brink. Seriously, though, love you all. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys next Tuesday and every Tuesday right here, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good weekend. Crush all your gigs, and see you soon. Peace out.